should Davido sue K24? Na kwa mtu wajui kwa nini nauliza kama Davido nafaa kusue K24. Kuna vile K24 jana waliamua history ya April Fools, and they did this post where apparently Davido's plane has been stopped because it was full of cocaine. And I'm like, you're a news station. I'm like, what the
I had
fuck?
that Nini.
Yeah, so
Niliulizwa if it was true or it's April's Fool's Day or something.
So now swali ni ungekuwa Davido ungesue K24, because don't forget K24 is a news organization.
Yes.
And it's one
not
of
a
the
blogger or a
yes, it's one of the biggest
for
news
credible
yes.
organizations in Kenya. We rely on it for credible information. So should it be sued ama wachiwe as a slip of, what do you think?
So there's two perspectives to look at it.
Okay.
There is the long term and there's a short term, right? So on a short term perspective, of course you'd sue them because there's a PR implication. There's how Davido looks alike, because now the world is universal. It's not just Kenya, right? So probably some investor somewhere has seen it, some country somewhere has probably put him on a red alert on the low key and all that kind of stuff. Because nowadays news travels and negative news travels faster, right? So the short term, of course, would go for legal actions because of that, defamation and all that. And for artists, it's usually a very huge ripple effect, right? So there are fans who will basically just dislike you because of that rumor. There are prospects who basically just pull off because of that, because no one wants to affiliate to such things.
Yes.
So on the long-term perspective, there is Kenya as a country.
Yes.
Right. So yes, fine, you can go ahead and do the legal procedure and sue and win, right? But bittersweet, there's some Kenyans now who just troll him for that. Right? There's there's some set of fans who be like, oh, you think you're suing our blah blah blah, and then now they try and go back and look for all the wrongdoings he's done towards Kenya or towards an African country, right? So it's a very delicate dance. But of course, I mean, these are things you can sort of legal jurisdiction behind the scenes. And since K24 is it's a corporation, this is an established institutions. Of course, legal teams can do it behind the scenes, so that there's no public outrage and all that. Because either way, there's a negative impact. So long as you go legal, there are people who just hate you for that. They're like, oh, now you're suing our own station. We've supported you all these years. We came to your show and all that kind of stuff. So management on a business perspective is like running a corporation. I usually say music is a business like any other business. And there's a lot of money being put in. And there's all the elements. There's finance, there's marketing, there's PR, there's A&R, there's HR, there's planning, all these elements that you have in a corporation. Only that now the artist is usually, music is the product, the artist is an employee, and then also doubles up as a brand. So there's the artist, the person, and then there's the brand, now the artist. So you need to separate those two. So when you're in a meeting, let's say with like who? Let me use Masauti. So there's Masauti, and then there's Ali Said. Right? So in a meeting, you're meeting Ali Said to talk about Masauti. So Masauti should not at any particular point walk in there as Masauti. Because if he walks in as a Masauti, he comes with a fame. And that's pride. And then that's like, it's me. You're all here because of me. But when you now walk in as Ali Said, we are here to discuss Masauti, the brand. So that's one element that actually, it's part of structuring. And also brings sanity within the team and all that.
Because I think one of the things that one is a learn. And in hindsight, I think the episode ran after he'd blundered like that. But I remember me, Ian and Rapture, we were talking about April Fools. And we were saying that the way we feel like its time has passed. April Fools used to work before social media. That made sense. Right now, social media is so powerful that spreading fake information can have such like devastating
impact,
right?
And it's global
implications that you don't need to do that. So boy alidu hivyo because of course ni like one of the two junior employees at K24 like siwezi taka lose job jo, but naweza taka tu ajue hii kitu ni upumbavu. You don't have to fool anyone. like me hakuna record ya anything nikifool anyone on any April Fools post 1994 I feel like anafata kuwa na social media I feel like we are past that. Yes, so we shouldn't do that, and people should now, maybe this is what we need for people to be more careful. And then for media stations, in the era of fake news, there was no fake news in 2010. There's fake news right now. Stay away from April Fools. Wacha watu wa kawaida wa joke around. I would even advise even someone as big as Larry Madowo. Like you've outgrown April Fool's Day.
One of the key things I usually say is culture is a very focal point. And you see, these things are not natively ours. These are borrowed concepts. But us, we usually borrow the concept and forget the context. Like, why was this April Fool's Day manufactured in the first perspective?
Of course, angalia reason ilikuwa ni?
Okay, no idea, but I'm sure there
has to be a reason.
There's a concept behind it. There's a whole concept behind it, right? So as we usually copy and paste, but then we don't go back and ask, why does this happen? But morally, it's not in our societal fabric. Like growing up, that we never had such things. Halloween, April Fool's Days and all that. Those are borrowed elements and cultures, right? So, and when they do some stuff, like in the States, so let's say they wanted to pull such a thing, they would have communicated to Davido's management. Because they're not fooling Davido, they're fooling the public. You understand? So Davido's management will be in the loop. Everyone will be in the loop. And then they'd be like, okay, fine. You can go to this extent.
But not past
these are the limitations. This is what you need to do and all that kind of stuff. So everyone would be in sync. So they'd even stage a picture of him being arrested. Such stuff. So it would be choreographed in a way that it also benefits the artist. So it's not a one-way traffic. It's a mutual transaction so that the artist gets mileage. And also the station gets mileage, because I think they wanted to loop in on that virality of the fact that Davido is here and all that kind of stuff.
Alafu sasa vile umesema tumeenda kwa history.com. So history.com inasema origins of April Fool's Day. Some historians speculate that April Fool's Day dates back to 1582 when France switched from the Julian to the Gregorian calendar as called for by the Council of the Trent in 1563. In the Julian calendar, as in the Hindu calendar, the new year began with the spring equinox around April 1st. People who are slow to get the news or fail to recognize the start of the new year had moved to January 1st, continued to celebrate it during the last week of March through April 1st. And they became the butt of jokes and hoaxes and were called April Fools. Nacheki? So January ndio ili move. So January 1st was moved. So since wasel wana celebrate on April 1st, when I celebrate January 1st, that's why they're being called April Fools. This was in 1582. This is like 500 years later. Let's move on from that bullshit. I think was
hata walikuwa na April fish.
Yes.
But now if you see, so na concept yenyewe, they were not like manufacturing
stupid whatever. It was just about the date.
It's about the date and just calling like, oh, you guys were behind ama mulikuwa amja nyita
CASHAPP.
unaget, so nika nyini mafala unaget. So it was not meant for people to manufacture scenes and dramas and all that.
It was for calling out fools.
Yes, that's why I'm saying before we copy and paste stuff, let's just understand the context
and
behind
the history.
So you're not